We're going to talk about the Indiana Fever more specifically. Now, all three of these entities have responded to the allegation. Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin.
I want to do you a tiny favor before we go on. Please take a time to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you appreciate the material. It costs you nothing because more than 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing, yet it has a significant impact on us. Have you clicked the subscribe button? I really appreciate it. You should pause and consider what Caitlin Clark just stated. She stated, "I don't think anyone in our league should be dealing with any kind of racism." However, there is more to this tale, and how she and Kelsey Mitchell are managing it is absurd.
Allegations made by WNBA players that Indiana Fever fans are vicious, racist. Now, all three of these entities have responded to the allegation. They're just launching racial slurs all over.
The fact that NBA fans are presently being accused of racism may surprise you. You did really read accurately. Alyssa Thomas's allegations that certain Indiana Fever supporters are hateful bigots who hurl racial epithets are unsupported by any video proof. People are therefore forced to question if this truly occurred. Everyone is trying to figure it out, much like a puzzle.
It's not actually recorded or anything anywhere.
And yes, getting booed at an away stadium or an away arena is something that happens in sports.
People happen to have cell phones with audio devices that can record.
What's even stranger now? I can assure you that you will want to hear what Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell have to say when they speak out.
Is that the norm? Is that enough for now multiple players to just be calling a fan base, just label them? Seems like that could happen too, but I guess not. I guess that's not possible.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful.
Pay attention to the alarming information that Clark and Mitchell's Indiana Fever and Stephanie White reaction recently disclosed. They're not only talking about the problem. Instead, they are providing us with a whole other viewpoint. It was unexpected, I can guarantee you.
Caitlin Clark spoke out about, well, she answered a question about all of the online discourse and trolls, which...
But there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league. You know, both aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do.
When Caitlin Clark tells us how she feels about these claims of racism, she doesn't hold back. It's upsetting, she adds, but this is the worst part. She's not just focused on the negative. Clark is taking use of this opportunity to showcase all the good things that are happening in the WNBA.
There are so many great players. There's so many great teams. There are so many positive storylines that can be written and celebrated. And
I was just even looking to see what, like, the big WNBA people, these, like, legacy fans that, you know, hate all the new fans. I genuinely think that there's going to be some responses being like, oh, she's trying to deflect the topic off the real thing. She's trying to focus on basketball and this is bigger than basketball.
For me, that's why I became a fan of this league, is these people were my idols. I grew up wanting to be like them.
You know what's fantastic? Clark appears to be reminding everyone of our shared passion for the game. However, she is not the only one raising her voice. She is discussing all the good narratives that may be written and promoted, as well as the outstanding athletes and teams.
Winner in Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler. And man, their answers are really good, really well thought out, and really professional. People are coming after them right now over this answer. People are...
Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler are also participating, exemplifying what real professionalism looks like. Mitchell is making it very clear that we only have authority over the people who work for our organization and that such behavior is not acceptable.
The time after the break, it got better. So the future is very bright for those two.
I think that for us, we err on the side of professionalism in a lot of different ways, and we can only control what's in our organization within our people.
I mean, we can't control what someone else says. Like, for the more like,
no matter what color you are, whatever you carry or possess, I think for us, we focus on basketball.
They seem to be drawing a line in the sand that says, this is who we are and what we stand for. The impact on the WNBA Finals 2025 organization and the U.S. winning games is what counts most, and Mitchell is keeping her squad focused on that. There's real team spirit there.
I think continuing to uplift and, represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
Good things in the league. Let's talk about the good players. I can guarantee you there are people that are going to be like that. Again, let's talk about the fact that these trolls are trolls. Let's talk about all the good fans. Let's talk about all the new.
She is about the most media-savvy sports entity I have seen in a very long time.
Are you curious in what makes Clark's management of all this media attention so outstanding? She is more than just a novice who struggles in interviews. Instead, she is tackling these difficult topics head-on while continuously concentrating on the important things. It's similar to witnessing a seasoned professional at work.
WNBA players have endured this season. This was her answer. He should have asked her about the hate that she receives as a straight white player in the league. She can navigate these situations. Now, James Boyd did acknowledge after the fact.
There's so many great players and teams, and obviously that is the best thing. She basically said in different words exactly.
These two are more than simply talkers. They are teaching everyone how to deal with challenging circumstances like experts. And that's not even the most bizarre aspect. Clark has a talent for seeing the larger picture. She is considering more than simply her team or herself. She is considering the league as a whole. Final thoughts and outro. I think the best thing we can do is to keep elevating this league in a really good way.
4 million viewers tune in for Caitlin Clark, and then Diana Taurasi retires, and Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. It's who they want to watch, and that's all there is to it. Diana Taurasi retires, and not even half that tuned in. Sorry about your luck. Not interested.
Like, we don't condone any of those things. Like, for the more eyes been on us since C.
On the court, Clark and Mitchell are performing really well. They're not only engaging in gaming, it is being altered. You'll be amazed at the figures. Remember that I said there was more to this tale? Let's talk about these two significant individuals. It's incredible that Clark and Mitchell are averaging 37.7 points each game. However, after the Olympic break, they have raised it to 51.3 points per game, so it becomes even better. For a backcourt duo, that is the best in the league. However, Clark is creating history in addition to scoring goals. It's insane that we're talking about 37.3 points a game, either from scoring or assisting. Mitchell is more than simply a shotgun rider. When the game is within 5 points in the last 5 minutes, for example, she is the person you want with the ball. Mitchell's 62.5% shooting percentage is profitable. The fact that Clark and Mitchell are starting to be compared to some of the best players in history is also incredibly wonderful. Fans of Curry, Steph, and Thompson Clay are calling Clark and Mitchell the Splash Brothers, and I have to admit that it suits with their playing style. It's like to viewing the vintage Showtime Lakers in a contemporary setting. They move quickly, are continuously in motion, and are constantly striving for the ideal photo. Imagine this if you're wondering how well they get along. Clark fires a pass that booms straight into Mitchell's hands after getting the ball 3/4 of the floor away from the hoop. Mitchell doesn't end there, though. Then, during a game against the Dallas Wings, she makes a behind-the-back pass for a layup. It's the type of play that compels you to rewind your television so you can see it again. The problem is that it goes beyond the ostentatious plays. Off the field, Mitchell is also keeping an eye on Clark. She speaks about keeping Clark safe and making sure she feels secure both psychologically and physically as a rookie. Beyond the game, teamwork is one thing, but what happens when the league seems to be in disarray? You might think that all of this turmoil would have an impact on Mitchell and Clark's performance, but it's redefining what it means to be a professional athlete outside of the court and their resolve. Get ready for a surprise. Instead of dismissing the uproar, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are embracing it as inspiration to work harder. They are entirely focused on what really counts, supporting their team and giving it their all. They appear to be wearing blinkers, but in the greatest way imaginable. They are unaffected by all the chatter about fan behavior. Rather, it's inspiring them to improve as players.
Everything but coming out and saying this entire narrative you're hearing is a joke.
It's an organization and us winning games, and that's what we did. So, but for the most part, we don't condone that like I've said a comment before, like it's a lot of things that try to come in this building and to pull us apart that we just didn't let. However,
and they were real professional, and guess what? They're getting just destroyed.
It's all about the outstanding teams, players, and good narratives that can be crafted and honored. And you know what? It's an infectious attitude. Clark is discussing more than simply the advantages. She's showing why she initially fell in love with the WNBA by living them out at every game. Right there, Mitchell is leading by example. She doesn't waste time on uncontrollable stuff. Rather, she is concentrating on what is most important for this organization and the U.S. winning game.
Some of the teammates are unbelievable people. I'll put Erica Wheeler on that. Like, if you're asking,
this organization and us winning games, and that's what we did. So, but for the most part, we don't condone that. So for us, our ears been blocked out longer than most people, if that make any sense. So
person of the year in the WNBA, that might freaking.
With that type of dedication, good players become legendary. However, this is where things start to become very intriguing. In addition to being outstanding basketball players, Clark and Mitchell are also changing the conversation about the game and exhibiting professionalism and poise in the face of adversity. They seem to be writing a new guide on how to succeed as an athlete in the 21st century. They are rising above the controversy and talking about togetherness and making the league better for everyone, even though they are under a lot of pressure and dealing with charges that might jeopardize the league as a whole. Every statement they make is also supported by their behavior on the court. They are establishing records, making highlight reels, and playing some of the finest basketball of their careers. More than that, though, they are exhibiting what real leadership looks like. Clark is a master of composure when it comes to handling media attention. She doesn't skirt challenging questions or offer prepared responses. It's not just excellent publicity, so she's tackling these issues head-on while continuously returning to the game, the club, and the league. That is real character.